Hi everyone, welcome to Appliance Advisors. I'm Francesco, joined as always by my co-host Dennis. Today we're going to talk about built-in coffee and are built-in coffee makers worth it? So certainly I think coffee is a very popular thing. I know I start my day every day with a cup of coffee for sure. So are built-in coffee makers something everybody should consider, or why wouldn't you consider it? Like, what are some things that you need to think about when this is something kind of that you're looking at for your kitchen?
I don't think everyone should consider it. If you are not somebody that intends to diligently maintain it. They need maintenance, and that is the number one reason why they fail. They need to be descaled. They need to be clean. There's a cleaning solution. You need to do that on a consistent timing. The machines generally will alert to the need. But a lot of people, think about your oil. Are you the type of person that goes 1,000 miles over your oil change? Or, is your windshield wiper fluid not full? I'm thinking of something very common what happened in our lives. So if you're not diligent about the cleaning or gonna be, then no, it's not for you. If you're somebody that is passionate about coffee and loves a good cup of coffee and is going every day to Starbucks or a gourmet coffee shop and spending all that money, yes, because the quality of the cup of coffee can be phenomenal. It's not just coffee, it's coffee, it's cappuccino, espresso, lattes. You can do a lot with these things. So I think there's definitely a person for it. Now, if you're somebody that says, I'm passionate about coffee and I do want to maintain it perfectly and I don't want to even have to think about the reminders, then there's a brand out there. Absolutely, unequivocally, the best brand of coffee maker. It's not close. It is it. It's just, is it our number one seller though?
It's not.
It's not. So who is it and why?
Miele, I would say, and we always say this, Miele really makes the best coffee maker.
Why?
So really a lot of the things that they do, one from the feature point of view, so they have a lot of different versions, but really they have some versions with, we've talked about guided cooking programs in the past. They've done this for coffee as well. So it's guided coffee with any style of coffee that you want to make, literally with the touch of a button. They have they do a nice job with the milk and being able to kind of keep the milk container clean, easily taking it out of the coffee machine, putting it in the fridge in the same container. Preset favorites that they do, different types of coffee cups and heights that it will automatically adjust and make a different size cup of coffee based just on a sensor from the cup. So they make it the easiest, I would say, and for cleaning as well. They do the best job as far as making it easy to clean, really with the descaling and walking you through everything and really kind of forcing you to do it almost to a degree too. But they do the best job, I think, of the maintenance and then just the features of it as well.
Yeah, they have a machine that will auto clean it for you.
Exactly.
Literally. It just does it for you.
You just gotta do what it says, put it in, and they'll do the rest for you.
Press the button and voila. The other ones you have to break down. There's a lot more to it. So I definitely think that as well. Some of the other machines too, but it can do ground coffee. It can do bean coffee, which, first gen of this stuff didn't have that option. So gives that flexibility. So Miele absolutely is the most premium.
And the nice thing with Miele, like you said too, is on their higher end one, you could have two separate containers with two different kinds of beans and be able to make from both. Whereas with any of the other machines, if you want a different type of coffee or decaf, you got to take it out, put it in a different container. This one, you're able to really pick and choose which bean container it's coming from.
And that's a big deal because we got that a lot of times where two people living in a house have very different tastes for coffee. One likes a dark roast, one likes a breakfast blend or something like that. It does give that flexibility. But so we say it's great, we say it's awesome. It's actually not any more expensive really than the rest of them. So why the heck aren't we selling that number one? We sell a lot of them. But why don't we sell it just far and away above?
So what is the number one most?
Wolf.
Sounds
like a broken record, but it's Wolf, primarily because they dominate. They're a very strong cooking brand.
Exactly.
And have been perennially. Not that Miele is not, but they have always been a bell cow there in the US. And a lot of times people are trying to match. You're putting a single wall oven with a coffee system above it or a steam oven with a coffee system above it. And just the matching of the two when you're doing that stacked application makes sense generally to match brand to brand. Additionally, there's some programming incentives at times that manufacturers put out there as a reason to stay within the line. It happens to be a good coffee system, so there's no knock on it, but I would tell you it's as good as a Thermador or the rest of them. It's kind of like Miele makes its own thing and everyone else has someone else making it for them. So I think that's what separates Miele because they do things very differently where everyone else is kind of a me too to themselves. But there again, it's more that matching. You sell a lot of thermidors because again, within their packages, there might be an incentive towards the cost of the coffee machine, and people match it. Now, the one thing I will tell you that we don't know, more recently, some of the Miele's that really have come out with hyper auto clean and this timed event so that it almost removes the human from it. I will tell you, when you're doing built-in coffee machines, not a reason not to buy them, but they do have a life and death expectancy. And manufacturers are going to hate me talking about it, but it's somewhere right around 7,000 to 8,000 cups of coffee. It just is. So do the math. Is this house you're going to be in forever? How many do you have a day? Not the end of the world, but I would tell you, if you're customizing your kitchen, more often manufacturers are sensitive to, even when they come out with the next generation, staying within that physical footprint of their previous, because they know these things are built in. But we also have seen changes where that's not the case. So I think when you're building in that cabinetry, you may just want to design it with a little bit of flexibility, either in the fascia, or have, if there's a panel to that door, maybe at the time, sincerely, you have a second panel made and you keep that somewhere safely in the house if it's a painted cabinet or a cabinet that's going to age. You just want to think about what if something happens. Now that Miele, what we don't know in the new cleaning Miele, because it's been out about 3 years now, is how long that will last. My gut would tell me if maintenance were absolutely perfect and on par, we may see a much longer life out of these newer Miele's than anything we've ever seen. But just to put that out there too for people to know.
Absolutely. And like you said, you know, the Wolf and even the Thermidor somewhat recently have both kind of made some upgrades on theirs where they have tried to incorporate some of those better touch controls, and, you know, Wolf incorporating their Wolf Gourmet that they have similar in the cooking into the coffee. But yeah, well, Miele, I would definitely still say overall, you know, if you ask anybody, that they would tend to say Miele tends to be the most reliable. But again, none of these are really reliable unless you're following through with the maintenance. Now, you know, we talk about Wolf being really popular, and a lot of that is kind of, you know, matching the kitchen and matching the rest of the appliances. Now, would you say you're totally opposed to putting a Miele in, say, a full Wolf Sub-Zero kitchen?
Absolutely not. I would tell you, if you're stacking one on top of the other, truly a wall oven or a steam oven right, sistered right on top of something, then I would tell you more often than to match. But if you're somebody that it's going in its own space within a kitchen, absolutely not. It can carry. I'm big on the fact that you do not have to match Sweet at all brands, because like we're talking, Miele, in my opinion, happens to make the best coffee system. If the money is negligible between a Miele and a Wolf and a Thermidor, why wouldn't you put the best in, as long as aesthetically it will carry? And most of the high-end kitchens that we sell, if you really look at those Dream magazines and look across the board, aside from when it's a Wolf article or a Miele sponsored paid page, and you're just looking at people's dream kitchens actually produced in reality, they're a mix of brands, because certain brands do certain things better.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I hope this helps, and that's everything about built-in coffee makers.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for appliance tips and updates from Miele Appliance.
Your feedback is what shapes our series. Like what you saw? Give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
Stay informed and inspired on all your appliance needs. This is Appliance Advisors signing off.